Imagine this. You're sharing an idea you're truly excited about, a thought that's been buzzing in your mind. You speak with enthusiasm, laying out your reasoning, your passion evident in your voice. But as you scan the faces around you, you see blank stares, polite nods that don't quite meet your eyes, or even worse, someone interrupts to talk about something completely different. That sinking feeling, the sense that your words have landed on deaf ears, is a frustration many of us know all too well. It leaves you wondering, why bother speaking at all? Is it them? Are they just not listening? Or could there be something else at play, a hidden dynamic in our communication that's causing our voices to fade into the background? The truth might surprise you. Sometimes the very things we do, often without realizing it, are the invisible walls that prevent our messages from truly reaching their intended audience. What are these subtle yet significant actions that unintentionally silence our own voices? Join us as we uncover the simple yet powerful keys to unlocking the art of being truly heard. The good news is the ability to be heard isn't some elusive talent reserved for a select few. It's a skill we can all cultivate by understanding and applying three fundamental principles. These aren't complicated secrets, but rather straightforward approaches to how we listen, how we speak, and how we present ourselves. By focusing on these three golden rules, listen sincerely, speak clearly and concisely, and be confident and sincere, we can transform our interactions and ensure our voices resonate with clarity and impact. Let's delve into each of these principles to understand how they can help you finally feel heard. Rule 1. Listen sincerely. The act of listening is often perceived as a passive reception of sound, a momentary pause before our own opportunity to speak. However, active and respectful listening transcends this simplistic definition, evolving into a dynamic and engaged process that forms the very foundation of meaningful communication. It is an intentional commitment to fully immerse ourselves in the speaker's world, striving not only to hear their words, but also to comprehend the underlying emotions, the unspoken nuances, and the unique perspective they bring to the exchange. Active listening demands our complete presence, a conscious effort to minimize the cacophony of internal and external distractions that often vie for our attention. In our digitally saturated age, the temptation to glance at notifications, to mentally draft our response, or to allow our thoughts to wander is ever present. Yet, true engagement requires us to consciously anchor ourselves in the present moment, dedicating our full mental energy to the speaker before us. This manifests not only in our focused attention, but also in our nonverbal cues. Maintaining appropriate eye contact, offering subtle nods of acknowledgement, and adopting an open and receptive posture signal our engagement and encourage the speaker to share more freely. Beyond merely hearing the words spoken, active listening necessitates a deep commitment to understanding the message in its entirety. This involves paying meticulous attention to the speaker's tone of voice, their body language, and the broader context in which their message is delivered. Often, the true meaning lies not just in the literal words, but in the subtle inflections, the hesitant pauses, or the unspoken emotions that accompany them. To truly understand, we must move beyond surface-level comprehension and delve into the speaker's intended meaning, their underlying assumptions, and the emotional weight they attach to their words. Asking clarifying questions is a crucial tool in this process. Phrases such as, "Could you tell me more about that?" or "What were you feeling when that happened?" invite the speaker to elaborate and provide deeper insights, demonstrating our genuine desire to understand their perspective fully. Furthermore, active listening involves the crucial practices of reflecting and summarizing. Periodically restating what we have heard in our own words serves a dual purpose. Firstly, it provides the speaker with confirmation that their message is being accurately received. Secondly, it allows us as listeners to process and internalize the information, ensuring our understanding is sound. Summarizing key points at intervals or at the end of a segment of the conversation reinforces comprehension and highlights the core takeaways. Phrases like, "So, if I understand correctly, the key takeaway here is," or "to summarize, you're suggesting," demonstrate that we are actively processing and synthesizing the information being shared. At its heart, active listening is deeply intertwined with empathy and validation. It requires us to step outside our own perspectives and attempt to understand the speaker's feelings and experiences from their point of view. Even when we don't necessarily agree with their opinions or actions, acknowledging their emotions and validating their right to feel them can create a profound sense of being heard and understood. Phrases such as, "That sounds incredibly challenging," or "I can completely understand why you would feel that way," communicate empathy and create a safe space for open and honest communication. communication. Dismissing or minimizing someone's feelings, even unintentionally, can shut down dialogue and leave the speaker feeling invalidated and unheard. Finally, active and respectful listening demands a conscious effort to resist the urge to interrupt. Our minds often race ahead, formulating responses or anticipating the speaker's next point. However, interrupting signals a lack of respect for the speaker's thoughts and conveys that our own contributions are somehow more important. While there may be rare instances where a brief clarification is genuinely needed, the general principle is to allow the speaker to fully articulate their thoughts without interruption. Waiting for natural pauses in the conversation demonstrates patience and respect, allowing the speaker to feel fully heard before we offer our own perspective. In essence, active and respectful listening is not merely a communication technique. It is an act of empathy, a demonstration of respect, and a fundamental building block for strong relationships and effective communication. By truly engaging with others, by striving to understand their perspectives, and by validating their experiences, we create an environment where our own voices are more likely to be received with the same level of attention and respect. The ability to be heard often begins with our willingness and capacity to truly hear others. Rule 2. Speak clearly and concisely. In an increasingly information-saturated world, the ability to articulate our thoughts and ideas with clarity and conciseness is a vital skill for ensuring our voices are not lost in the overwhelming noise. Clear and concise communication is about delivering our message in a focused and easily digestible manner, respecting the listener's time and cognitive capacity while maximizing the impact of our words. Clarity in communication begins with a deep understanding of our own message. Before we attempt to convey our thoughts to others, we must first have a clear and well-defined understanding of what we want to say. This involves organizing our ideas logically, identifying our core message, and anticipating any potential points of confusion. Knowing your audience is paramount to achieving clarity. Tailoring our language, tone, and level of detail to the specific individuals or group we are addressing ensures that our message resonates and is easily understood. What might be perfectly clear to a group of experts in a particular field could be utterly incomprehensible to someone with less background knowledge. Structuring our message logically is another crucial element of clarity. A well-organized message flows smoothly with a clear introduction that sets the stage, a body that presents the main points in a coherent sequence, and a conclusion that summarizes key takeaways or proposes a clear course of action. Using techniques such as bullet points, numbered lists, and clear headings can significantly enhance the readability and understandability of our message, particularly in written communication. Providing context and examples can further illuminate complex ideas and make them more relatable to our audience. Abstract concepts become more tangible when illustrated with concrete examples or real-world scenarios. Visual aids, such as charts, graphs, and diagrams, can also be powerful tools for enhancing clarity, particularly when presenting data or complex processes. Conciseness, the art of getting to the point efficiently, is equally vital in ensuring our message is heard. In a world where attention spans are increasingly limited, rambling or overly verbose communication can lead to listener fatigue and disengagement. Respecting the listener's time means eliminating unnecessary jargon, avoiding tangential discussions, and focusing on the essential elements of our message. Every word should serve a purpose, contributing to the overall clarity and impact. Practicing the elevator pitch, the ability to convey your core message in a brief and compelling manner, can be a valuable exercise in honing conciseness. Achieving clarity and conciseness requires conscious effort and continuous refinement. Before communicating, take the time to plan your message, outlining your key points and determining the most efficient way to convey them. Practice articulating your ideas aloud, focusing on delivering them in a straightforward and unambiguous manner. Seek feedback from others on your communication style, specifically asking if your message is clear and easy to follow. In written communication, the process of editing and proofreading is crucial for eliminating unnecessary words, correcting grammatical errors, and ensuring the message is polished and professional. The ultimate goal is to make your message as accessible and easy to process as possible for your intended audience, ensuring that your valuable insights are not lost in a sea of unnecessary words. Rule 3. Be confident and sincere. While the content and clarity of our message are crucial, the manner in which we deliver it plays an equally significant role in whether or not we are truly heard. Projecting confidence and authenticity imbues our communication with a sense of conviction and genuineness that resonates with others. making them more receptive to our message. Confidence in communication stems from a deep-seated belief in the value of our thoughts and the importance of our message. When we genuinely believe in what we are saying, this conviction shines through in our delivery. Speaking clearly and audibly, making appropriate eye contact, and using open and assertive body language all contribute to projecting confidence. Avoiding hesitant language such as excessive ums or qualifiers and standing or sitting with good posture convey a sense of assurance and authority. Handling questions and objections with thoughtful and well-reasoned responses rather than defensiveness further reinforces our confidence in our message. However, confidence without authenticity can ring hollow. Authenticity in communication means being genuine and true to ourselves, allowing our personality and values to shine through in our interactions. When our words, tone, and body language align with our true feelings and beliefs, we build trust and credibility with our audience. People are more likely to listen to and be influenced by someone they perceive as sincere and honest, someone who is not trying to be someone they are not. Conversely, a lack of confidence can undermine even the most brilliant ideas. Speaking hesitantly, mumbling, or constantly apologizing for our opinions can signal to others that we ourselves do not fully believe in what we are saying, making them less likely to take our message seriously. Similarly, inauthentic communication, characterized by forced enthusiasm, insincere flattery, or a disconnect between our words and our nonverbal cues, can create a sense of unease and distrust, making it difficult for our voice to be truly heard and valued. Cultivating confidence and authenticity is an ongoing process that involves self-awareness, preparation, and a willingness to embrace our true selves. Building confidence comes from thorough preparation, practicing our delivery, and focusing on our strengths. Recognizing and celebrating our communication successes, no matter how small, can also contribute to a growing sense of self-assurance. Authenticity, on the other hand, requires us to be introspective, to understand our own values and beliefs, and to communicate in a way that feels genuine and comfortable. Embracing our unique communication style rather than trying to imitate others allows our true personality to shine through, fostering deeper connections and making our message more impactful. In conclusion, the art of being heard is a multifaceted skill that requires a conscious and continuous effort to refine our communication habits. By embracing the interconnected principles of listening actively and respectfully, communicating clearly and concisely, and projecting confidence and authenticity, we can move beyond the frustration of feeling unheard and cultivate interactions that are characterized by mutual understanding, respect, and genuine connection. It is through this intentional and holistic approach to communication that we can ensure our voices not only reach others but also resonate with meaning and impact. The journey to being heard is one of conscious effort and continuous learning. Starting today, try incorporating these 3 golden rules into your everyday conversations. Listen with curiosity and empathy, express your ideas with clarity and respect, and share your voice with confidence and sincerity. You might be surprised by the positive changes this brings. Once you are truly heard, you'll feel empowered, connected, and capable of making a real impact on the world around you. So let your voice rise and be valued. The future of meaningful communication starts with you.